I do a lot of other stuff though. Like I'm very adventurous. Like during my day-to-day life, I'm like getting my pilot's license. I'm sailing.
Are you painting right now? Are you sort of applying yourself in other art forms right now as well as making music? Does it inspire you deeper into the music process? Do you need that?
Yeah, I'm not painting right now, but I've dabbled in painting. I mean, I'm really terrible. I always like to see what comes out. I love any kind of free association. I stopped painting and I started just writing more like automatic writing, which started to turn into poetry. I mean, I'm going to call it poetry. I don't know what other people would think. Maybe it's more like short stories. So yeah, now that's my big creative outlet, which for some reason feels totally different from writing music. Like my process for it is really, really different. It's sort of like in that vein of beat poetry where anything is allowed and it's totally free form. I mean, what's interesting is like sometimes my pages will end with like a little couplet at the end. It'll end in a rhyme at some point, but it's mostly free thought that kind of flows together like a poem. But I do a lot of other stuff though. Like I'm very adventurous. Like during my day-to-day life, I'm like getting my pilot's license. I'm sailing. I'm doing a lot of crazy
Hang on,
stuff.
wait. Oh my God, you were writing short stories whilst getting your pilot license and sailing. You are literally living your best 80s life right now. You do know that, right?
I really am. I mean, like, it's not lost on me. I know. It's funny.
How much more do you have to achieve? How many more hours do you have to log before you're a full-blown pilot?
So many, 37 hours, which actually is like eternity when you're up in the sky.
And okay, I'm going to ask you the obvious question, but as someone who's never flown a plane, what is that sensation like when you take control?
I think the most interesting, this is when I also started to write more poetry. One of the most interesting things that happened to me was I couldn't take control. And my pilot instructor, who's much younger than me, he like asked me to turn up and to the right, into a right-hand turn. And I did it, but I did it so slowly that it didn't even really turn. And he just looked at me and he was like, "You don't trust yourself."
Huh.
And he was literally only talking about with the plane. But for me, I thought,
Oh, you burst into floods of tears right then and there in the plane.
Oh yeah, I would think, thank God I didn't have a breakdown. But like, I knew I needed to hear that. I was like, oh my God, I really don't. Because I mean, it's so simple. All you have to do is, it's like the plane drives like a stick shift because I'm in a sport cruiser. So all you have to do is move the stick to the right. But I couldn't even do it. I'm just like.